Hey everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to session 4 of Changeling the Lost, Viva Lost Vegas. Today, we just wanted to take a moment again to remind everybody about Onyx
We
Path.
just wanted to take a moment again.
Thank you very much. Today, for some reason, software is picking me up. Can you hear me now?
Testing one, two, three.
Hello.
Is it working?
All right, are you guys able to hear us?
Testing one, two, three. All right.
All right, great. Sorry about that, everyone. Well, welcome to session 4 of Changeling the Lost Viva Lost Vegas. Before we get started, again, another reminder about Onyx Path game night, the last Friday of every month. And of course, there is the Pugmire Kickstarter that's still going, and there are still stretch goals to be achieved if you're interested. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. First off, can everyone summarize what you've been doing over the downtime since it's been 5 days?
Okay, so Kit has been kind of focusing in on tracking down the changeling that we have unmasked and gathering info on that and see so we can see about getting him taken care of.
Any important? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Just saying, any important clues or findings that you might want to share with your motley mates?
Yeah, give me a second to pull that back up. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Basically, uh, I'm sorry. Give me just a sec here to refresh myself. Okay. So basically, he was living in a second floor apartment. Um, his and I'm so sorry. He wasn't home very often. Um, let's see here. A bit of detective work revealed that a homeless man who was recently evicted uh, from the apartments recently went missing, and when tracking down that lead, we were able to find both some security cameras and also a dormant hedge gate in the small area alley that happened.
All right. Moving forward, remember if you've got any clues that you might want to share with your motley mates or anything like that, now's the time to do it. They're not mind readers.
All right. While I was away, I talked to the Freehold people about the jobs program. I was told that I did not qualify for it until we'd signed on properly. But one of the people working there, a young lady with a missing arm, who Kenzie had helped uh, on the night of the last wild hunt, was willing to give me an assistance and tip me off to some work at a luxury bar a few miles off Strip called the Red Room, and I'm going to be taking a look for that. We got a motley oath together, which means that we are all going to be able to assist each other a little bit more easily and share merits, and are officially tied to each other through the weird. Um, what information I was able to get from the Winter Courtiers, who were uh, familiar with Gleam Serpentine, the gentleman we're trying to hunt down, is that he had lived his mortal life in the Las Vegas area. He had been taken in the early 90s. He was looking for his sister, and they wouldn't shut up about how she was his only living family. So most courtiers, when he disappeared, just assumed he'd found her and didn't much care for Changeling society afterwards. I also managed to trade some random items for some stuff to spend at the Goblin Market. And I went to go check out my old job from before I was taken, which was only a year back. And my boss said there's no way the Elliot McCoy would be working at a place like this, and he has definitely moved on to bigger and better things, and then slammed the phone on me. So I'm curious about that. Kenzie?
So my first day, I went to the Goblin Market to see kind of what currency they use and what the conversion was. And the consensus is that the currency of the Goblin Market is a resource called chips, and it's kind of just random chips from all of the different Las Vegas casinos. Las Vegas casinos, not Las Vegas casinos. And they also really tend to care about things more that have like sentimental or emotional meaning, like a tattered teddy bear. Um, Moreover, someone, like a gold Rolex or something. They don't really care about the same measurements of wealth that the topside people do. Day two, I spent assisting Kit trying to track down Gleam Serpentine. And so day three, like a nerd, I spent researching all of the book titles. And there's a few things that came up with each one, but mostly it was just insight into the different types of novels that we found on the bookbinders' faces.
Well, sorry.
What?
Sorry, my apologies.
And I'm sure that there is meaning in this very large block of text, but it's going to take me, who is much less smart than my character, a little bit more time to figure it out. And then Kenzie has this obsession with loaded dice. Not that she wants to use them for gambling, she wants to use them as a weapon. And she's convinced that by leaving them in the hedge with intention, at some point they will become magical. So she gathered some dice from different casinos and left them on a random little goblin altar that she made out of random sticks and stones in the hedge in their hollow. And she also went and visited Clara, who is doing about as well as can be expected. And she has been informed that she's the target of the Spring Pact's condition. However, it is the last day of the Spring Pact, so we're almost out of the woods with that. Oh, also, I got information on my sword.
Oh,
What do we know?
It's rude. I have a rude sword. So apparently, anytime someone is nearby that is...
Lex, your microphone went mute.
Am I back now?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. So anytime someone's nearby that has been committing an act of significant betrayal, it'll point it out. It'll glow pretty and green, and it'll also make me feel like an asshole. And I will have the guilt and guilt tilt inflicted until I go to sleep.
The guilty condition. The sword is a token, and just for the benefit of everyone watching, it is a 4-dot stolen token called the Silver Blade. The effect is that normally it is a sword with a 1L damage rating. When active, it becomes a 3L damage rating sword and glows green in the presence of its former owner, Prince Oliver Oakenheart, the loyalist known as Rattlebones. It will activate when he's within the same building or 20 meters of the blade. As a catch, as most tokens can be activated without paying their glamour costs by activating their catch, it will activate automatically without spending glamour in the presence of anyone committing an act of significant betrayal. The drawback, as all tokens also inherently have one, is that it will inflict the guilty condition on the person holding it when activated, whether or not they've done anything wrong. If they have, this condition will be resolved as per normal, which requires them to make some sort of restitution for what they did. But if they haven't done anything wrong, then it just goes away after a good night's sleep. What the guilty condition does is it gives a character -2 to any resolve or composure rolls of defending against subterfuge, empathy, or intimidation. The mask, which is what mortals see, makes it look like a toy pirate sword made of cheap plastic, and its true face that can be seen by changelings or other people who have been touched by the weird, makes it look like a very expensive silver blade with gold filigree, with vines and leaves engraved on one side and the sun and flowers on the other. And upon closer inspection, you can see that someone's been scraping onto it over and over with their fingernail the words, "I will be Lord." All right. That being said, I think we've caught everyone up to where we are. Well, today is June 21st, 2021, the last day of spring. And as a note for the Motley, this is the final day of your 2-week hospitality period with the Lost Vegas freehold. So where are you guys meeting up?
I think Gleam Serpentine's house.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep, I'm down.
All righty. So we're going to be meeting up there. Bear with me just a sec here. He's living in a place called the Wyandotte Apartments. It's a 2-story stucco building near the Strip. It looks okay, but a second glance can tell you that the place is very run down with a fresh coat of paint.
I've lived in that kind of apartment too many times.
The apartment is surrounded by a fence with a camera and a gate and a large wraparound parking lot. There are several alleys leading off of them, including the one that Kit found with the camera covering it.
All right. So I guess the first question is, Kit, is anyone living here now? If he's been checking this place out, he should know if somebody else moved in yet.
Yeah.
And I told you.
So okay, hold on. Give me a second to read through the notes again here.
The other thing we might need to look into is see if we can get somebody who has access to that camera to tell us what it's seen lately.
Just to speed things up, because I believe I did put this in here. Yeah, no one was available whenever you or Kinsey looked. There doesn't appear to be anyone at home.
All right. Well, um, two things we gotta do. One, force entry to the building. And two, we need to figure out who owns that camera and see if we can't get a look at the footage.
Well, that second one you already have a heads up on. It's a security camera. So it would likely be hooked into the apartment security system.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so Gleam's door is a standard metal apartment door, room 203. It doesn't appear to have anything special about it, except that one of the numbers looks like it's about ready to fall off.
Dude, does Kid even know what a security camera is?
Well, you did say you did some history research last week, so I would assume part of it covered that.
Okay.
So, I guess the first question is, does anybody have any dots in larceny? You do. Hey, Kenzie. Would you be willing to try and force this door for us with all that lovely strength and larceny that you might have there?
I would like to recommend dexterity and larceny so that no one knows we've been here.
Probably smarter.
Yeah, if you want a lockpick, dexterity plus larceny. If you want to simply break it open, then I would allow strength plus brawl.
I think we'd like less attention than that.
3 successes.
Well, that is a success. Do you happen to have any kith or seeming blessings that would make it an exceptional success?
I don't remember, so let's say no.
All right, might want to check up on that, but a success is a success, and to be fairly honest, it wouldn't be much more successful, even if it were exceptional. So, Gleam's apartment is filled with random junk. It's not a huge apartment. You could generously call it one bedroom because the sleeping area is mostly sealed off from the living and cooking areas. But really, it's a jumped up studio with a divider between where the bed is and every place else. It looks like the place has been torn apart. Drawers are laying all over the place. Clothes have been thrown all over. It looks like someone was either looking for something or leaving at high speed.
Well, people leaving at a high speed tend to miss things or forget things, so let's see if we can figure out what they fucked up on.
Alrighty. If you want to start looking for stuff, generic investigation is wits plus investigation. If you're going to do anything in particular, let me know and I'll give you a dice pool for it.
Okay. Wits plus investigation it is then.
Right, do you each want to make a roll, or does one of you better than the others and you want to use teamwork?
I have a total of 4. Does anyone beat me on 4?
I have 5.
So I'd like to assist one of you guys. Who's feeling lucky?
I have 8.
Let's assist Tibbs.
I would also like to assist Tibbs, yes.
All right, you guys know how teamwork actions work. Roll your roll, and the number of successes are bonus dice for Kit.
Okay.
3 successes from me.
Okay. So it looks like I'm going to be rolling at a 13.
That's a pretty hefty dice pool.
Yeah. 6 successes.
Fuck yeah.
That is an exceptional success. So looking through the apartment, you find several things that might be of interest to you. First off, over on a small table that's being used as a desk, you can find a laptop. However, this laptop is not in good shape. It looks like someone took a hammer to it right down the center. There might still be something recoverable, or depending on your powers or what contracts you have, you might have other ways to get information off this. You also find underneath a bed a spare bookbinder mask and a little box. There is a note scrawled onto the top of the box. And you also find a bunch of packaging for camping gear bought recently. A portable stove, a sleeping bag, a cooler, and a few other things can be seen.
I think we're going to take those. And the mask. What's the title on the mask?
It's the same as before, the one that Kinsey broke, How We Live Now.
Wonderful.
So it sounds like we have a unbroken mask to turn in.
The note on the cover says, "Be careful, Gleam. You know how these work. These tokens are made for security so they don't get into anyone's hands. After you activate them, they're going to suck the glamour out of you until you deactivate them. If they're removed without being deactivated, they'll shatter."
So I would like to ask a quick question of my allies here.
Okay.
Do you all have some glamour you'd be willing to spare to a dear friend?
Are you going to activate that?
No. You see, I am in possession of a little contract called Walls Have Ears,
Okay.
which allows me to ask a couple of questions of some objects near me, and I'm in possession of a note.
Oh. Yeah, how much glamour do you need?
I need one because I need to see a vision of the person who last handled or touched the objects as well as the circumstances of the scene.
Done. Take one of mine.
Remind me, is that glamour something from your the glamour transfer, something that your Motley Oath will allow?
No, I believe that you can simply crystallize glamour and hand it around, or is that no longer a thing in 2nd edition?
For the sake of expediency, let's just say it's part of your Motley Oath for now.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to do that and spend a single glamour on Walls Have Ears to see a vision of the person who last handled the note.
All right.
I believe the crystallization normally has to be done within the hedge.
Fair enough.
All right. So make your. Hold on a second. Yeah, that does not have a dice pool, so you do not need to make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bear with me just a moment.
Since it doesn't look like Gleam claimed the note, I'm hoping that I will get to see the person who placed it.
That's smart. I was going to do the camping gear.
I am consulting some notes. Bear with me for a moment.
All right. Beyond that, we should probably take the the mask with us somewhere very carefully and not activate it. And gosh, I like the camping gear. I think we should probably take that. It seems like a nice thing to have in the hedge.
The camping gear, as I said, it was empty packaging for camping gear.
My apologies, I missed that.
Yeah.
Which means he's camping somewhere.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Well, luckily I've got a way to find him.
Probably in that little hedge gate that was found.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I was hanging on to my glamour, because I only have the 2 left.
Alrighty. So when you cast the contract and close your eyes, you can see a scene playing out behind it.
Gleam is sitting on the bed in his apartment building, rubbing his eyes. He asks what's going on as he's approached by another changeling. This one looks very distinct. This changeling does not appear to have a face. They have instead a bathroom mirror, sort of like a cabinet, where that face would be. Currently, a very simple face is drawn on the mirror in fog, and it is talking to Gleam. It hands him a package and says, "This is the third mask you've broken since you started with us, Gleam. These are expensive. Stop it." He takes it out, reads the note, and nods in agreement. And he says, "Okay, I get it. I'll take better care of it this time." The mirror-faced changeling growls at him and slaps him upside the head and says, "You'd better." The vision ends.
Damn, he didn't say his name. Oh well, I can probably get something with that description. I describe everything I've seen in as much detail as my character is able to these two, in case they ever run across this person.
All right.
And stupid question. Have I seen this person before?
Let's see. That's a good question. All of you might have seen someone like this. So let's take a moment for you to reminisce. Everyone give me a chance roll.
Alrighty. Here we go. Come on, Kenzie.
I rolled a 1.
Ha-ha!
Oh. Hey!
The bartender sees everyone!
Of course the bartender sees it.
As the group talk to themselves, trying to remember if they've seen a changeling that looks like this, Elliot briefly remembers catching a glimpse of a changeling with that very distinctive face dealing poker at the Royal Flush.
Wonderful. I love being me. All right, so I guess the other thing here is we've done a fairly thorough search of the apartment. Are any of the following items something we found? A comb, a brush, some sort of thing that would have interacted with his hair, maybe a hat? Maybe his toothbrush?
Yeah, he definitely had a toothbrush and a comb.
Great. I'm going to check his comb for any stray hairs left behind.
All right. Well, just like anyone else, he's going to have some hairs left behind on that comb.
Wonderful. So I'm in possession of another contract. My brain is blurring. Let me pull that up. So I've got the exact words, called Relentless Pursuit. And I'm able to invoke the loophole if I possess a piece of the target, such as a hair, fingernail, or bodily fluid. So instead of playing the 2 glamour, I am going to grab that hair and invoke the contract. I believe I instantly know where he is. If he's using supernatural means to evade pursuers, I get a Clash of Wills right now.
All right, so Elliot activates the Relentless Pursuit contract. It takes a deep breath of the air in the apartment building and hisses out the name of Gleam Serpentine. Instantly, it occurs to him that Gleam is hiding in the hedge on the Dreaming Roads.
See you in the nightmares, Gleam. I found everything I came here for. Do you guys want to check for anything else?
Is there a safe?
He does have a lockbox underneath his couch in the living area.
Hey, Kinsey, think you can get that open?
Probably.
Alrighty.
One success.
Well, one success is still a success. Kinsey is able to pick the lock on the lockbox. Inside, there are two items. What appears to be a rolled up parchment scroll tied together with a bit of hedge vine and a battered old copy of Who Killed Cock Robin.
Even if those are not immediately... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
If those are not immediately valuable, we are going to keep all of that.
All right, those are all clues found during an investigation. So you might want to note those down. Each clue has one element that can be used for a bonus in investigating this investigation further.
Alright, so we've got Who Killed Cock Robin, and what was the other object?
A scroll that's tied up together with a bit of hedge vine.
Okay.
Just on the off chance, does the dude have a teddy bear he left behind?
By the way, you also found, remember the clues that you found otherwise, the packaging for camping gear and the spare mask.
Wow. Looks like Blue is leaving a number of clues. Okay.
In terms of anything that looks like it might have the word's not coming to mind. Sentimental value, yeah. Let's give that a shot here. Taking a look around at the apartment, the only thing that really stands out to you is a small broken picture frame that he's hung over his bed. It shows a picture of a young South American looking man and a woman of matching complexion standing together at Disney World, hugging each other and doing the bunny ears on each other for the camera.
Adorable.
I'd feel bad about stealing this, but I don't, and it's now mine.
Well, that probably has some sort of sentimental value, considering all things considered. So
probably a picture of his sister, which seems relevant to the case.
One last thing. Did he leave any shoes or boots?
Give me a chance roll on that one, Kit. Let's see.
Dang.
Nope, doesn't look like any.
All right.
So.
And do you want to take the broken laptop with you?
Yes.
Yes. I can't. Did I remember you saying you also had walls of ears, Kenzie?
I do.
Do you want to ask the computer about things?
What would I ask it about?
What walls have ears can do specifically, when you cast it, you can invoke any of 3 effects, 1, 2, or all of them. So you can pick and choose. The effects either A, you know how the object is constructed and all of its weak points. You know how best to use the object, which would get you a 9 again quality on dice rolls to wield or use it. Or 3, you can see a vision of the person who last handled or touched the object, as well as circumstances of the scene, which will show you anyone within 3 meters of the object. As a Darkling, you would also gain the informed condition about the object's owner. If it currently belongs to him, if it currently belongs to you, you instead gain the informed condition about one previous owner.
Ah, that's less relevant than I thought. Oh, I'm dumb. Repairing that would be a crafts roll, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would definitely be crafts, intelligence plus crafts.
Excellent. I can do something about that. And I'm made of glass and good at manipulating glass, so I can just fix the screen.
It's been smashed pretty hard. It looks like he shut it and took a hammer to it. So while it's definitely repairable, it would take some time. I'd require a extended roll, with each roll taking 5 minutes to make, and a total number of 20 successes to successfully repair it.
I think I could go work on that. So I had a question for you guys. Do you want to see what the camera did? Do we want to find out what's on that camera?
Sure. I mean, we know where he is.
We could follow him. I just wanted to know if we wanted to get whatever information we could before we go. Alternately, we can just. I was going to kick you guys out of here and start working on this rather mundane activity while y'all maybe tried to go steal the camera footage or something. Or...
Yeah, I can go steal camera footage.
Or yes, as chat has mentioned, you could simply bring the laptop with you and try to fix it later.
Fair enough. This is boring. Let's go find the dude.
Yeah.
We have 2 hours of camera time. Let's take advantage of it. Let's go!
All right. So where to now?
The hedge gate that was viewed on the camera.
Yep.
Not it for cracking that one open.
What's okay.
All right, so you're just going to head straight to the hedge gate then?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So, the hedge gate is found near an alley off the parking lot. It leads through the back of the parking lot and towards the strip through a winding alley with a bunch of buildings on each side. The specific hedge gate was opened via the door into what looks like an abandoned building. Since you can see through its mask, you can see the glass thorns that are wrapped around the door jamb. All it will take, since you are changelings, is some glamour to reopen it.
I paid the glamour.
Alrighty. How much glamour does everyone have? Because if I remember, Elliot is low.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
7 max or 7 current?
7 total. On me.
Current.
Right, you've got 2. Jeff, Kinsey had 5. Tibbs had 7. What's your max, everybody?
10. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Let me double check on that number. Sorry.
10.
Yeah, because isn't based off of weird? Yeah, starting glamour 10. As per the character sheet.
Alrighty. Just wanted to be absolutely sure.
And Kenzie actually has 7.
So, The three of you step through the hedge gate, opening the door not to the abandoned building on the other side, but to a trod in the hedge. As you step in, you can see the world around you change and shift. The massive glass thorns and cacti of the Las Vegas hedge jut up around you, and you find yourself on a compact, sandy road.
All right, Elliot. Lead
All
the
right.
way.
I follow my nose wherever it goes to the flavors of fruit wherever they grow.
Real quick, I'd like one of you to roll a chance die, please. Just
Not
choose
it.
someone.
Not it.
All right. Three.
All right, then. Who has the highest wit score?
I've got a wits of 3.
3.
4.
Looks like the lone gunman here.
All right. Roll me wits plus occult. Kit.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna spend a willpower on that to counteract the -3 for not being skilled in this.
Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to be spending some of my XP on buying a dot in occult, because this keeps happening.
All right, here we go. That's a zip. Nothing.
Would you like to make this a dramatic failure and gain a beat? For the audience, a beat is part of the Chronicles of Darkness experience system. 5 beats makes 1 experience point.
Do it.
Let's do it. I haven't done it yet this campaign, so.
Okay. What's your defense?
Okay. 6. If I'm double checking on that, actually. Where is the
The lower of
algorithm?
dexterity or wits plus athletics.
Dex plus what? Okay.
So I've got a 6.
6. Yeah, 6. Because 3 dex, 3 athletics.
All right.
Swing and a miss.
So, as you head down the hedgeway, and you can hear the hedge gate closing along behind you, you can hear feet pounding on the sand behind you. Kit turns around just in time to see a dirty young girl wielding a liquor bottle swinging directly for his head. He manages to evade at the last second as the girl screams, "Give back my uncle!"
Who are you? Who's your uncle?
Hey, kiddo, nice swing.
She takes a gulp and says, me and my uncle lived in one of these apartments up to the last couple weeks when we got evicted. And then a few nights ago, I saw my uncle come in here.
Ah.
Does she look normal?
Yes, she's mortal.
I kick her out.
The hedgeway opened and closed behind you. If you want to spend more glamour to kick her out, be my guest.
Done.
All righty. So if you're going to want to do this, she's not going to be very happy about it. Roll me strength plus brawl to grapple her and force her out.
Wait, can we like talk to her first?
Hold on,
if you
hold on.
wish.
Uh, I'm sorry. We've gotten off on the wrong foot. Um, we didn't take anybody. In fact, we might be looking for the same guy. Could you describe him for me? After all, we've got a picture of his mortal form here.
Sorry, there's a kid in the hedge.
We'll get them out, but
All right.
if we reassure them that these are things are getting taken care of, they might be willing to go willingly instead of getting shoved out there and waiting for us.
Plus, she's been here for days. She's probably seen some shit.
She says that her uncle Jeremy was in his early 50s, short and fat, liked drinking a whole lot, kind of pale, long, scruffy beard.
Um, we have not seen that guy, but we will look for him. This is a really dangerous place, and I'm guessing you had trouble finding your way back just a minute ago.
Tibbs does remember briefly. Well, Kit does remember briefly hearing about the homeless person who disappeared near this hedgeway. Uh, the girl shakes her head and says, "No, I followed you guys in.
Oh,
When I
just
saw you guys walk in and turn into monsters, I ran in after you."
ah.
Why would
So
you follow the monsters, kid?
"Because someone's got my Uncle Jeremy and I'm going to get him back." She runs at you with her bottle.
I
What's your
step out
defense?
of the way easily.
is still going after me, or is someone else?
Kinsey.
My defense is 4, but I also like am very movie fasty.
Dodgy? Is that the
Yeah.
word you're?
Okay, yeah, I would assume you'd be able to dodge the little girl. So, you know what? Fair. I'll just give you that one since she's not sneak attacking you.
Okay. So
Uh,
so
Kenzie, could you please take that bottle from them?
you could
Yes,
do
I
it.
would love.
People always
So
talk a little bit more eloquently without weapons in their hands.
so I squat down to get eye level with them, and
One
and
success to take the bottle before he gets eye level with this kid with the bottle.
The little girl isn't very strong. Kenzie's able to yoink it out of her hands very quickly.
okay.
So this girl is wearing a toboggan and a t-shirt with a little vest over it. A denim vest. The t-shirt doesn't have any designs or anything, and a pair of shorts. She's pretty dirty. She has her red hair and pigtails and is now scowling very hard at Kinsey.
Okay. So I get eye level with her, like squat down. It doesn't take much. Um, and I look her in the eye and let her know that the person that took her uncle has been taking other people, and we're here to uh, stop him.
All right, roll me persuasion. Let's see, presence or composure plus persuasion, whichever one you feel like
Can I assist
is
you
higher.
with that one? I think I'm
Please,
trying to provide some eloquent assistance. Uh,
please do.
so that's I'm gonna be rolling presence plus persuasion to assist Kit in getting the message through to them.
Do I have to use the same dice pool as him?
If he's rolling to assist you, then yes.
So what would
Then
you like to be using?
composure.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's just one die smaller. No problem.
It's that That's the difference between a dice pool of luck die and a dice pool of 3.
There you go. I'm sorry, it's only the one die. Can't get everything.
She scowls at you and says, well, you guys might be nice monsters, but how do I know I can trust you? You're monsters.
You've seen us in both our normal, what we look like to normal people, and in our monster form. You can find us easily. We can't hide from you anymore.
Also, well... Okay, can I step out of character for just a second?
Sure.
Communication with the glances that our characters would be doing here. Do we want to find this guy? Do we want to rescue the homeless guy?
It's the right thing to do.
Is that a thing
Yeah.
we're going to be doing? Because I absolutely would like to, but I don't want to just sign us up for that.
This
Yes.
is
Why don't we offer her a pinky promise? A real one.
Yep.
It's got some magical hoopla. I'm sure it will help them. Also, we can't have a freaking Fey touched running around here.
I say we give them the pinky promise, and then either send them to the freehold or to the
No, we push them
Royal
out
Flush.
the door. We push them out the door.
Yeah, give them an address and push them out the door.
I don't think
They
they've
don't
been
need an address.
We'll get a phone number or something from them to reach once we found their dad, uncle, whatever.
No, so the separation has been breached for this child. For the safety of our kind, this needs to be addressed.
No one's going to believe a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old or whatever who says they saw monsters going through a glass thorn door.
And honestly, the same problem's going to be happening with the uncle, who we will also be dealing with. But we'll take care of that. But let's get the uncle first. Anyways, back into character? Tell you what, kid. How about I make you a promise? A pinky promise. The most inviolate of promises.
She scowls at you for a moment as if thinking, and then comes back with, first, you said that the guy who took him the guy you're looking for might be the guy who took him. What does that guy look like?
Oh, easy enough.
He looks like he's
I
made
pull
out
out
of
the
gems.
picture.
She looks at it for a few minutes and says, that guy was our neighbor 3 doors down.
Really? I mean, it'll be easy to get back to you.
Yusef. She nods.
Yeah, he went missing a couple days ago too, huh?
She thinks back on it and says, yeah, it was around the same time.
Yeah.
Did I get a copy of the wanted poster that we did towards the end of the last session?
Yeah.
Okay. So I pulled the wanted poster out. We're following up on this. This is him.
She looks at it and goes, that's the same guy?
Yep. Just like how I look like this, and also, well, you saw me.
Well, he looks kind of like a Pokemon, but real uglier.
Yep.
Guess they have to get the ideas from somewhere, right? Anyways, kid, it's real dangerous in here. I would really prefer you stay on the safe side of this barrier. I promise we'll go look for your uncle. I don't want him wandering around here same as you.
I want to come with you. Why can't I come with you?
Because if someone gets shot, I want to make sure it isn't you.
She seems to think about it for a minute and says, if you give me my bottle back, I can hold my own.
if you
You
could
couldn't
hold
even
your
hold your
own,
bottle.
if you could hold your
So
own, you would have hit him.
She deflates for a moment and says, "Okay, I'll go."
Kenzie, if you wouldn't mind.
I spend another glamour and open the hedge gate and quickly deposit her outside of it.
Did you want to actually make a pinky promise, as in a sealing with her, or did you
Yes.
just want?
I will
Okay,
spend one of my 2 remaining glamour on it, because fuck it.
okay. Elliot does that briefly before she leaves. The girl watches the red string appear on her pinky finger, and likewise with Elliot. She nods and says, "Okay, you better bring Uncle Jeremy back, or I'll find you, glass guy, and I'll kill you."
I
Hey,
promise
do me
you.
a favor. Go
Yeah.
ahead, sorry.
I promise you I will find him and deliver him back to you in whatever state I can. I'm sure he's still fine.
She nods and then marches back across the other side into the mortal world before the hedge gate slams shut.
I can't promise not to bring back a corpse if he's a corpse. After the door closed. Right, so I'm going to follow my nose wherever it goes to the flavors of fruit, wherever they grow, or rather, the...
that you can't say that. You're not. No, that's our thing.
my apologies. So, I'm going after the signal I've got from my from my contract.
Alrighty.
Also, I believe I have some goblin fruit. The generic version just restores a glamour, and I'm going to snack on that as we go because I don't like being at 1.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. As you hit one glamour, you start feeling just a little bit hungry, and you get the distinct feeling that if you hit 0, you would be feeling a lot hungrier.
Well, I'm gonna deal with that peckishness by chomping on a goblin fruit as we head on in.
All right. Remember, that's 1 glamour per. How many goblin fruit did you have on you?
I have 3. I'm eating one of them, so that'll put me back up to 2 glamour. And I've got 2 goblin fruit remaining that I haven't identified in any way.
Alrighty. So, this is going to be
Wow, the
a head.
schnozberries do taste like schnozberries.
This is going to be a hedge navigation roll. Bear with me here. I am opening the book.
All right, hedge navigation. I mean, I'm pointing us in the right direction, but I'm not necessarily going to be the best one to like navigate in general unless you want me to talk to it.
Um,
I could
All
juggle my
right.
way through.
All right. So hedge navigation is handled by a chase. First things first, we're going to need to state a goal. I think I know what it is, but just do it formally.
To figure out what part of the Dreaming Roads this guy is in and deliver us right to the gate of that bastion. For those playing at home, a bastion is where you go when you go to bed at night and have your dreams occurring in. Everybody's got one. Everyone's got one. So he's hanging out in somebody's dreams right now. That's weird. Maybe that homeless man.
All righty. So let's begin here.
Bring him with him would be
Per-
kind of like bringing the key inside the house that you're locking. Oh yeah, such young, very youngian.
All right. So what kind of so this particular chase, uh, how did what kind of dice pools are we looking at, or
I
how is
also
that?
have hedge sense.
All right. What does your hedge sense do in this case for you, Kinsey?
Plus 2 dice to all rolls for navigating the hedge.
All righty. Now, as per navigation and for the chase rules, any attribute and skill that would apply can be used on your end. The hedge has a speed of 10 minus the rating of the trod you're on. Bear with me a moment. And
So um, is the is the hedge still like semi sapient and all that kind of stuff like before?
oh yes. So
Okay.
okay, who's going to be doing the navigation? And what do you want to roll?
Considering that the hedge is a sapient, ever moving creature that is much faster than me, I would like to say dexterity plus the occult with my specialization in portals.
Mm-hmm. All right, and remember, hedge sense means that as you are especially skilled at finding your way in the hedge, you get a 2 die bonus to all rolls to navigate the hedge.
Hoorah!
All right, so make your roll, and I will make the hedges roll.
4 successes.
Nice.
None. So you've
Very
got
nice.
those 4 banked. Roll again, please.
Three successes.
None again. You have 7 out of the 8 requisite successes to find something in the specific in the hedge. One more time.
Three more successes.
And no successes again. You head down the trod, following Elliot's sense of Gleam's location. The towering cacti covered in vines block out the hedge's sun and moon around you. After several minutes of going through winding passages into the hedge, you find what appears to be a metal gate. Looking past it, you can see the sky turn dark and filled with stars. This looks to be a gateway into the Dreaming Roads, the section of the hedge that corresponds to the dreams of sleeping humans.
Wonderful.
Okay. Anything special we need to do to get in, or can we just open the gate?
Here, you can just open the gate. You'll have to worry about that if Gleam is in a bastion.
Well, before we go much further, I'm going to set us up with a nice little bonus. I'm going to provide some inspiring words to get everybody really revved up for capturing this jerk and bringing him back to the freehold. I have the inspiring merit, which allows me to roll presence plus expression. I've got this bottle here with me and a couple other random objects, and a little play about the hands I think will provide some uh, nice content while I'm talking and getting everyone revved up to go in. To get everyone the inspired condition, which they can when you making a action towards the goal that we have in mind, they can pop it to make it so you pass you get a exceptional success on 3 instead of 5. So it'll make it a little easier to super succeed while we're doing this. And you'll also gain a point of willpower. Always nice. So let's give that a shot. So,
Alrighty.
sorry. Got pool of 9 there. And hey, a success is a success.
So that means you succeeded.
All right, everyone take the inspired condition. I'll be throwing that in chat real quick.
Alrighty.
And everyone, please add a point of willpower if you're missing this. I have the book open, Rose, but I also know a lot of this.
All right. Having passed through the gate of Horn and into the Dreaming Roads, you notice the landscape change around you. The cacti and thorns of the Las Vegas hedge fades away as you get further from it. Instead, you find yourself in a cold, cold desert, walking a road paved in brick. Here and there, you see something alongside the road. Sometimes it's a house, sometimes it's something else, something a little more esoteric. One of them appears to be a giant shoe with a door in it. Another appears to be a metal gate around a pit that glows red. However, none of those pique the interest of the contract that Elliot has cast until you come to a large structure. It's a big building made of marble, and embossed across the top of it is the word courthouse. You can hear a lot of activity from inside.
I suppose we're going to have to force our way in, aren't we?
Well, there's a few different ways to get in to a bastion. You do not have the key, unfortunately. So forcing your way in is probably the only way at this point, yes.
All right.
Bear with me just a moment, and I'll give you the pool.
Okay. So we're going to have to force our way into this guy's dreams, and then we're going to need to figure out where Gleam has gotten to and whose dreams this is. Willing to bet we might hear the name Jeremy somewhere in here. Which reminds me, we need to figure out how to get our own bastions a little better defended. After all, we saw Rattlebones last time. Hunt Knight got close just wandering into Kenzie's dreams.
Alrighty. If you would like to determine the fortification rating and see how hard it will be to break in, this is going to be a manipulation plus empathy roll.
The one social skill I didn't pick up. Well,
You said manipulation. Yeah.
oh well, it's only a one it's only a 1 untrained, and gotta put this.
I've got a 5.
You've got a 5.
There we go.
I'm pretty good at manipulation. One success.
Alrighty.
Tell us your secrets.
So, taking a look here at this bastion. Let's see. Bear with me.
Let's see here. So you're saying that we have to find a way to break into this guy's dreams.
You're going to be needing to do some oniromancy here. You're going to need to shape the dream in order to get your way inside.
Okay.
So bear with me.
Okay. And is it okay if I ask questions while you're looking that up?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So given that we are in the dream roads or
The dreaming
what
roads.
the dreaming roads, are we able to use dream logic?
You haven't read the oniromancy section, I suppose. That is going to be a major thing that you're going to be doing here. Yes.
But yeah, we'll be using the same kind of stuff we use for moving around in the hedge, paradigm shifts and subtle shifts to change the dream to let us in. But by using that, we can adjust the logic and realities of the dream. But while we're in there, we're going to be playing roles of people who are in the dream.
Okay.
To blend in and figure out what's going on. The more we stick out, the more of a problem it will be, and the more hostile the dream will get to us. So we need to figure out what's going on, figure out the scene that's going on, get ourselves involved, and find the people we're going to find, and then change the dream to be something we want to work with.
Okay. And so if I remember correctly, there's like major paradigm shifts, minor paradigm shifts, that kind of stuff. And depending on how many.
Yes, in order to get in, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tibbs, but you are correct. In order to get inside without the key to a bastion, you will need to use dream weaving, which allows you to shape the dreams of others to break in and to enact a paradigm shift that will allow you in. The successes spent on the shift must exceed the bastion's fortification rating. Speaking of fortification rating, was it Kenzie who made the roll?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was just taking a moment to refresh myself on the rules because it's been a bit since we've done this. So, taking at the fortification rating, this bastion looks as though it isn't normally very highly guarded, but there has been apparently some tampering done. The door to the courthouse is guarded by two bailiffs with bird heads. In terms of mechanics, this is going to require 5 successes on a dream weaving roll.
Well, we've got people we can talk to, and if there's anything I can do, it's get past some people. I would like to dream weave by I'm thinking a presence plus expression. Present plus persuasion. Trying to find my way to talk past these guys.
Yep, and remember, any mundane action can be used for dream weaving when within a bastion.
Yep, just find some way to apply it to change the world.
So basically, what you could do is try and convince them that we are like witnesses to a trial that's going on, or that we are part of the police force that's set to patrol this place.
Those are examples, yes.
Yep, and as long as you get at least 2 successes, you can bank your successes for another roll. If we don't get high enough, you just lose one when banking. So let me see if I can't set us up for getting through here. I've got a lot of willpower, and I want to get us to the interesting part. So, hi there. 3 successes, banking 2. I go up to the bird people and I start spinning up a wild tale about why we're supposed to be inside, the case that we need to be presenting evidence for, whatever comes off the top of my head, honestly.
Well, what are you going to be saying? Because there is a half a dozen different things. That's 3 successes, so not quite. But remember that you can bank them when you're dream weaving.
Absolutely, we're here to present some evidence. I've got some people who are very important witnesses for the cases going on inside. If we don't get these guys in here, the lawyers are going to be extremely upset. We need to be getting past. We need to get inside.
So one of the bailiffs looks over at you, one with a chicken's head, and says, "Are you a lawyer? I don't see a badge."
So I would like to chip in. Can I do a wits plus firearms to convince them that I am a expert witness regarding the use of firearms?
Sure.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
That really checks out. Clever.
It's 5 successes.
All right, that's a total of 8. That is far beyond the 5 you need to enact the paradigm shift to get within the dream.
If that's the case, can we have him get us in and me spawn something that'll be useful? I believe that I can create a prop pretty cheaply.
Let's see. With 3 successes, well, let's see. You got 5, so you have to use one of your bank successes, so that would be 6. You have 2 left, which, oh, wait a second, no. Banking successes costs this number of successes you have minus 1. So you banked 2. He got 5, so that's going to cost everything to get in.
Oh, it's going to cost. It's 7 to get in.
No, it's you must exceed 5, so you need 6.
Never
1
mind.
won't be enough to do anything.
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
I give myself an equipment bonus to my next roll, and I'm going to spawn a little attorney's badge in my hand. Subtle shifts, aneromancy, successes 1, the top one.
That checks out. I was looking at the paradigm shifts chart. So, all right. What do you say to the bailiff, Tibbs?
Excuse me, sir. I'm here to be an expert, to testify as a subject matter expert on the use of firearms. I believe there's a court case regarding and whatnot. I'm not able to go into the details until I'm under oath as per my lawyer here, but need to get in that door.
The first bailiff with the chicken's head turns around to another one who has the head of a turkey. They consult briefly before the chicken-headed bailiff says, "All right, boy, you 3 can go on in."
Much appreciated. Hope you guys have a great day now.
He points to you and say, the Sparrow's trial is going on in courtroom 3.
It's down the hall and to the left, right?
Yep, sir.
Thank you very much.
I can't believe you, Kenny.
So you follow the instructions that were given to you and go directly into the courtroom. There are a dozen or more animal-headed people sitting in the audience, as well as another dozen in the jury box. There is a judge with the head of a toad, and there are two tables for the defense and the prosecution. Sitting at the defense table, you see a fat sparrow handcuffed, poking at what looks to be a fat guy with a scruffy beard and a lawyer's suit. He is asleep.
So I guess uh, so we're here to figure out who killed Cock Robin, aren't we?
On the prosecution side, you see a changeling who isn't dressed for the occasion, but is very surprised to see you. His eyes gleam in the light, catching on the many facets of the gem. His purple skin nearly turns white as and he makes a sound like in the back of his throat.
Hi. Opposing counsel presenting.
You can't be here.
On the contrary, somebody has to protect this poor sparrow. Everyone's allowed a lawyer.
The judge strikes his gavel and goes, ahem, ahem. Ladies and gentlemen, the defense is correct. Everyone deserves a lawyer, even if they have previously issued a confession.
Now, I'm sure that confession was made under duress. Let us look at the facts of the matter. And I approach where my client is sitting and try and find any information about what's going on in front of me at wherever it is I'm sitting. Hopefully something.
The fat handcuffed sparrow looks at you in relief. He says, my lawyer has been asleep ever since I got here, and I can't get him to wake up.
Okay, just straightforward. Does this look like Jeremy?
Oh, yes. If Jeremy were a sparrow, like if he were to spend some time in Arcadia, you would bet money that this would be what it would look like coming out.
I have a really dumb idea. Can I do wits and animal kin to try and get the judge to dismiss the case?
That is a dumb idea, but remember, we're in a dream. So you certainly can do that, and you can use a paradigm shift or subtle shift. If you want to dismiss the case, you want to say, wake up the dreamer? Do you want to...
I think, hold on one sec. I think Kinsey has something.
Yes, Kinsey?
Are there any dog-headed people in this gallery?
Give me a chance die. Let's see.
Seven.
That is a failure. The answer is no. However, you could always do oniromancy to make there be a dog-headed person. Remember, all you would need to do would be a shift of some sort.
Well, I would love to make a shift based on dexterity and larceny to grapple someone's dog hair off of someone's clothing.
All right. for a subtle shift that replaces one kind of eidolon, i.e. a dream actor, with another that will require one success. Another of the same type.
I'm really curious where this is going.
Yeah, I have no idea. This is
2 successes.
Okay. So you grab some non-existent dog hair off Elliot's coat. One of the audience members glimmers for a moment as their head changes from that of a boar to that of a basset hound.
You, sir, would you like to be invaluable to this case?
The basset hound looks around and says, "Who, me?"
Yes, you. You're the only one who could.
Well, can I judge? The judge shrugs and says, "Of course, this is most unorthodox, but I'm willing to allow this to continue."
Thank you, Your Honor. I walk over to the basset hound and ask to borrow a hair.
A hair from the basset hound?
Yes.
The basset hound allows you to do so.
I take the hair up to the sleeping lawyer, who we know is a drunkard, and I simply place it in his mouth, thus invoking the rules of hair of the dog to awake him from his slumber.
Alrighty.
I think that's going to be a paradigm shift or something.
Bear with me here.
Yeah, hair of the dog helping you deal with the hangover.
this is Lex at their best. This
th-
is where they shine.
I can't believe I didn't see this one coming, but I would have never thought of it. And here's me about to just go full Ace Attorney trying to prove that Cock Robin was clearly killed with something other than a bow and arrow.
All right. Let's see. Considering what we are attempting to do, I am going to say this is going to be a paradigm shift of 3 successes.
Roll for it.
The same roll, or can I propose a different one?
Whatever makes sense. We're in a dream.
I'd like to say dexterity plus grapple, because we're going to have to put it in his mouth, and he's not going to like eating dog hair.
Fair enough.
I
So brawl with your grapple specialty?
dream, dream,
3 successes.
dream.
Well, 3 successes is what it takes. You put it in the lawyer's mouth, who definitely fights back. But once it's in his mouth and he's made to swallow, his eyes pop open and he looks around in utter shock and disbelief, staring into the face of the handcuffed sparrow. But this, I keep what this. He seems to break down and just looks up at the ceiling and howls. I've had this dream so many times, but never from this perspective. Gleam looks over to the judge and says, "Your Honor, please, this is a farce. You have to. I object, and I request that we get back on topic."
Call the first witness. I demand the fly take the stand.
The judge nods and says, yes. You can see light shimmering around him. It appears Gleam is likewise shaping the dream to his benefit. Elliot, you called for the fly?
Yes, the fly. The only witness to this murder.
The judge nods, and a person in a fancy suit with the head of a fly and a small pair of glasses stretched across his giant multifaceted eyes sits down on the stand.
Mr. Fly, would you please tell the court what exactly you saw?
Can I do something real quick?
What do you want to do?
I would like to do wits plus firearms to get the witness to shoot his mouth off and implicate the prosecution.
This is going to be a little bit far for that.
We're not quite full kobolds here, bud.
Okay. My apologies.
I'm going to need your firearm skill in like 2 minutes, though.
Okay.
But you can definitely roll something if you want to influence the witness.
Okay, so let's see here.
To introduce a minor beneficial twist of luck or complication for any Eidolon, you would need 1 success.
1 success? Okay. Not quite to. Let's. I'm gonna let this play out and think of something. Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Fly, tell the court what exactly it is that you saw.
The fly clears his throat and says, why, honored barrister? I saw the murder myself. I saw with my little eye, I saw him die. And Cock Robin is the one who shot him with his bow and arrow.
So how precisely did he die? You claim that Cock Robin shot him, but you haven't mentioned anything other than that he did die in your presence. Did you see Cock Robin?
Yes, he shot him with his bow and arrow.
How strange. Okay, so I'm going to roll presence plus. Okay, this is going to be me pushing things. I'm going to assume that there was some paperwork I could grab off the desk in front of that lawyer. I'm going to be waving that around my hand, moving it around, trying to justify a little bit of presence plus expression to try and alter the documents in my hand to produce a autopsy report that I want.
Okay. If you are trying to replace a prop that is not currently in use with something else of the same size, that is 1 success for a subtle shift.
Alrighty. So this pool, will you let me take my juggling thing, or is that a little too far?
That's a little too far. Sorry about that.
No problem. I figured it was. But exceptional success. All right. So I am producing a autopsy report that indicates what killed Cock Robin was not in fact a bow and arrow, but was some form of firearm.
The paperwork changes in your hand. The judge peers out towards the paperwork you've said, and it says, I say, what does that say? I remember being told through the Sparrow's confession that Cock Robin was shot in the eye with a bow and arrow.
Well, that's very strange because the autopsy report I say here says he had a bullet removed from his eye. No mention of an arrow anywhere near the scene. I believe this witness has falsified testimony.
Uh, this causes quite a furor among the jury and the audience. Uh, Gleam appears to be shaking over in his area of the bench. He's casting around for something, anything he can use before picking up. Let's see. Before picking up a ruler and looking at looking at you, uh, and muttering just at your threshold of hearing, two can play at that game.
Just a moment out of character. Oh my god, guys, we're playing
Well done.
Dream Logic fucking Ace Attorney and we get to make stuff up as we go. I am in love.
Yeah, this is great.
If I may interject, Your Honor.
Go ahead, I'm working on this.
I do believe this witness should be discredited entirely. As you can see, Mr. Fly has an abundance of eyes, and he only spied this with his little eye.
Not to mention, it clearly, the facts of the case are against his statements. Why is there a bullet hole if he was shot with a bow and arrow? The only firearm that the Sparrow was known to have on him at the time. In fact, that's the only thing that's listed in his description when he was taken in.
All right, what do you want to roll, Kenzie, and do you want to use the successes for dream weaving?
I would like to roll manipulation plus subterfuge, and I'd like to bank the successes.
Okay.
One banked success.
Gleam stands up, stuttering, and says, Your Honor, I produce for you the murder weapon. He holds up the ruler, which in his hands shimmers and changes into an arrow dripping blood. This is the arrow that was pulled directly out of Cock Robin's eye, and you'll find that if you check the blood type, it matches Cock Robin's.
Objection, Your Honor. Chain of custody issues.
This arrow hasn't been entered into evidence.
For that one, roll me presence plus academics.
Well, this is going to be fun. I'd like to spend a willpower.
It is at this point, I
failed.
The judge strikes his gavel and says, Objection overruled. The murder weapon can be entered into evidence.
Your Honor, this is new evidence to the defense. This was never entered into the list of evidence available, and honestly, it's very strange that it wasn't mentioned during the autopsy report. Is it entirely possible that this piece of evidence was fabricated after the death of Cock Robin? It would be very simple to simply take some of the blood from a corpse on the end of an arrow. And
For that matter, why would it still be dripping?
And I'm going to presence plus persuasion here.
Okay.
Come on, better dice luck. Yes, thank you. And using that to, gosh, what can I do with 3? What can I do with 3?
Are you doing a paradigm shift or a subtle shift?
I'm looking at my options, honestly.
Remember, if you do a paradigm shift, you will get the dream infiltrator condition.
That sounds like something. Yes, if I remember, I can cash those in to affect the dream proper. So yeah, let's do a paradigm shift. I've got it. Um, a major beneficial twist of luck or complication for any Eidolon or Oneropomp. Um, somebody running in with a videotape of the confession that Sparrow made, showing it was under coercion.
Alrighty. While all this is going on, Jeremy appears to be having a breakdown. The dream version of him likewise appears to be starting to have a bit of an issue. A lackey with the head of a cat runs in with the videotape and goes up to talk to the judge. I say, he says, a coerced confession? Allow me to check that. A small television manifests on the bench, and he puts the tape into it. The tape shows the Sparrow being worked over by 3 large Dobermans before crying out, "I'm the one who shot him." The judge strikes his gavel and says,
"Is this what passes for justice in this court?"
"Well, this is quite decisive. In this case, the Sparrow must go free." He strikes his gavel, and immediately the dream starts to dissolve as the bastion begins breaking down around you.
Wonderful.
Gleam makes for the door.
If you don't mind, one of the people who are good at fighting people, could you maybe get that guy?
Yeah, let's go for a shot and then see if I can get him in the knee.
All right. His defense is 6. So roll your wits plus firearms -6 for his defense. And let's do that for an additional -2 to call a shot to his knee.
Does he get his
Can I
defense
assist?
against firearms?
Yeah, does he have
You're right. I'm wrong. He doesn't get defense against firearms. So only -2 to get to the knee.
Okay.
May I assist by using a dexterity plus grapple check to pull the ground out from underneath him?
Sure.
I love dream logic. You are so much better at this than I am, Kenzie.
2
2
Sweet.
successes.
All right, so that cancels out the penalty. So you said wits plus firearms, so that's 8 plus plus a plus additional 1 for the specialty in bolt action rifles for a total of 9. 2 successes.
Alrighty.
And I believe that's a 3. How many lethal is that rifle?
That rifle is 4, so that's going to be 6.
All right. He is wearing ballistic armor. He has an armor rating of 2 general and 2 ballistic. So you said 6 damage?
Yes.
All right.
And
He takes 4 damage, 2 lethal, 2 bashing, and falls down onto the moving ground as Kinsey pulls it out from under him.
all right, let's go grab him before this place disappears out from under us, and hopefully that means we'll wake up with him.
Can I grapple?
If you want, sure. Make the roll. Since the dreamer was within the dream physically, I didn't use the waking up to destroy the bastion. But now that the dream is over, the bastion is dissolving normally. Are you going to wait within it? And yes, that is a success. So you have him restrained.
All right, let's walk out with him. No need to stay here.
Yep.
I'm going to escort our dear confused friend along with us because I don't know what will happen if he wakes up inside his own dream physically.
Kinsey, do you have something to tie him up with, or are you going to be physically restraining him the whole way back?
I was.
Kenzie has the leather harness that she had made for Clara that she now wears pretty much all the time.
All right, that'll work. As you escort Jeremy outside, his lawyer's suit becomes a dingy pair of stained slacks and a very filthy sleeveless shirt. He appears to be in a daze as you lead him out. Gleam, Serpentine, very much seems like he would like to run away, but the harness that you have slipped around and tied him up with prevents him from doing so, and actually makes a pretty good leash. You're able to lead them out of the gates of thorn and retracing your steps out of the hedge through the same hedgeway you entered in. That is going to cost a point of glamour to reopen it. Who wants to pay that?
I will.
I can spend the will. I have the glamour for it.
All right, mark one off.
Okay.
I toss you a goblin fruit to put that back on your sheet because
I got plenty.
All right. As you exit the hedge, you see the same little girl as before, so hanging out near it. Now she has a piece of broken brick in her sock, hefted out. She looks like she is about to hit until she notices that it's you. Her eyes go wide as she sees her Uncle Jeremy and runs up to him. He looks down at her and says, "Oh, hey, kiddo, was I asleep?"
Yes. It was all a very strange dream. We found you chilling out over here. I think you need to go home and get some rest.
Oh, don't gotta home, he says leerily. Foreclosed. Evicted.
Maybe you could talk with your niece here, see if you can find somewhere to just rest for a bit. Looks like you've had a rough time.
Yeah, okay, he says. Little girl leads him off, mouthing thanks. The red string around your pinky disappears. Take a point of glamour for fulfilling that promise.
All of us or just Elliot?
Just Elliot.
All right. Always good to be a nice guy.
All right. So we got an asshole to deal with.
Oh yes. I don't know about you guys, but dragging around a person in restraints in this day and age is gonna cause a lot of questions. You guys mind hanging out with him in the alley while I go make a phone call to Leo and see if we can get a car run by? Oh, sorry, Kenzie.
Is there a puddle nearby?
Give me a chance to roll.
Fail.
It's been pretty dry today, so unfortunately, no.
Is there a reflective surface?
Guys, we broke into an apartment. There's a bathroom. They always have mirrors. Even the dingiest one have a shitty little mirror.
That's true.
Alternately, it is black leather. I could just ride on his back while one of you carries him around. It's Vegas. No one's going to bat an eye.
I understand, but if he starts shouting, asking for help, people will probably side with the guy tied up.
I didn't
Alrighty.
think to bring a ball gag. Okay.
So,
All right, so
we go
let's do some-
upstairs, walk through the door we already jury-rigged open, and we just wander through the mirror if one of you has the thingy.
Yep. So that is going to be wits plus survival plus weird for me, and
All right.
it's gonna cost a glamour and a willpower. So, but up, and reroll. So that is wits plus survival. So that's 8 plus my weird adds 9. 4 successes.
Right,
You
well,
mean
that's
an
a
exceptional
success.
success, right? You might as well use it.
Yep. Well,
Clearing conditions gets you beats.
yeah, sure.
Which condition?
Inspired.
Good point.
All right, so I get another beat and clear the inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So
the mirror ripples and you're able to go through. I suppose you're going.
straight into the freehold.
Yeah, it would make sense that there would be a bathroom in the basement. So you enter into the basement of the Four Seasons with Gleam tied up behind you.
Let's walk right into court.
Quite roughly toss him in front of the court, and then toss his mask in front of him, in front of
No.
every.
No.
The mask stays with me.
Yeah, we're not giving up
Do
the
not
mask.
toss
We need
his
that.
mask. That is mine.
Okay.
That is my job.
So, quick question. Before we do this, I am searching this motherfucker for weapons. I am doing that while he's tied up.
All right. Before you go into the central area where court is held, you look through and find nothing on him, especially out of character, except for his bronze blade that he uses in his bookbinder activities.
I think you mean my bronze blade now.
Right. So head him out, bringing him on in.
Yep.
All right. Court is being held right now, but apparently there are no official functions being happening. The monarchs are not on the dais, but you can pick them out here and there. You bring in Gleam Serpentine and toss him on the ground in front of a audience of shocked changelings.
We'd like to join the freehold.
We figured this might be proof of our sincerity.
In the corner, you can see Leo standing up and roaring with raising both of his hands over his head. Somewhat nearer, you can see Will Wisp just smiling and nodding once. So, looking at the time, let's call it here. Let's go over aspirations, everybody.
All right.
So, shall I go first?
Yes.
Go for it.
Let's see. My list today, join up with the freehold. I think we're basically fait accompli on that one. We've captured Gleam Serpentine. He's right there. We've learned a little bit more about the bookbinders. I have some clues about who's running them. I've got another lead. We saw some things about how they operate. I feel like that's decent progress for a step.
Yes.
And I'm gonna ask for a step on making friends with Madam Anybody? Because I did just bring a weapon into the an enemy of the state into the freehold, presenting it. Gonna be joining the spring court. Hopefully that works for at least a step there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, actually, I would say clear that. Go ahead and clear it.
Awesome. And break a mask. I feel like we've got progress here. I've got another face that we can be going after for
Yeah, go ahead and clear that. While you didn't literally do it, the metaphor is very evocative.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to just be learn about the bookbinders for next week. And that brings me up to 3 XP and 2 beats.
Go ahead, Kit.
Okay. So, get a horse. I don't think I made any progress on that one. Same thing with getting a rifle. Oh, actually, no, I did make progress on getting a rifle because we're going to be joining the freehold, which is going to give me access to be able to experiment with other rifles and whatnot and find one that works well for me.
Under that logic, take a step on get a horse and to get a gun.
Okay. And then my last aspiration is kill a bookbinder, although I did not complete that this time around.
The aspiration you put in our chat was get the gem-eyed asshole.
Oh, right. My apologies. So yeah, so I cleared that.
Yep, cleared that for certain. Kenzie?
Kenzie's aspirations for this time were find out where I fit in the freehold, which I believe I took a step towards.
You've also received basically an invitation to join the Winter Court, remember? Will said he would vouch for you if you brought in Gleam. So if you wish to join Winter Court, I'll just let you clear that.
Perfect. So I would like to step and clear on that. I believe that also means that I've taken a step towards finding a job.
Yes, that's correct.
I have not done anything towards convincing a cat to join the Royal Flush. I did attain an intact bookbinder mask, and we did drag Gleam before the court.
Yep, you cleared those two entirely.
In fact, you did that last one twice.
All right, everybody. So we're closing out for tonight. Let's real quick just to answer chat. Being in different courts in a freehold isn't a particular complication unless those particular courts are, say, at war, either literally or with just extremely bad relations. So joining different courts would be perfectly fine in a freehold where the courts are at harmony, like Lost Vegas.
All right. And
So,
last thing before we go, tomorrow is Kenny's birthday. Happy birthday, Kenny. Thank you for running
Happy
for us.
birthday, Kenny.
Happy birthday, boss.
well, thank you, everybody. So good night. Remember Onyx Path game night, and remember the Pugmire Kickstarter still ongoing. Thanks for being with us, and have a good night.
All right.